Hello everyone and welcome again to GSM City. Today we will be doing a breakdown on Rings of Power episode 6. Before we start, please like and subscribe and let's get into this. So the beginning of this episode we saw Eda planting the seed from the elf tree on the soil, which actually means good luck, before he actually addresses his army, telling them that the enemies might be small in number but should not be underestimated. Now, with that being said, he actually gathered the army marching towards the old tower where the people took shelter. But on arriving, they also find out that the people have actually left. The old tower was empty, and the only person there was Aronde. And Aronde stayed back to actually fight back. He fought a little bit and then he shoot an arrow towards the watchtower and burnt it down. In the first clips that we saw, the elves interacting again with the people. After he did that, he went back to where the people were safe. They were like in the open field, actually celebrating. But the thing is, not that all of the orcs had died in the falling of that tower. Then we move on to the next clip where we now saw the ship from Numenor going to Middle Earth. And then we came across, Isidore, and it seems like he couldn't sleep, so he went on the upper deck. And while he was standing there watching, Galadriel later on joined him and asked him if he's just waiting to see the first sunlight, which actually brought them to a lot of discussion. Which Galadriel also asked him about his position as a soldier, and he actually told Galadriel that he is a cleaner boy, which Galadriel told him to be happy for his position. And he was like, I did not come here to be, a cleaner boy, something like that. Then we saw his father, uh, Elendil, come up. And later on, while he was still discussing with Galadriel asked him what happened to Isidore's mother. And later on, he told her that although he's been traveling with his ship on sea, at the end, he told her that she drowned before leaving. Now we cut to the next part. We saw the Queen Regent talking to, Eledil about getting the soldiers ready, the numerous soldiers ready for Middle Earth, and asking how long they will get there and how long. So literally, Isidore told her that he's going to take a day trip with the horse on land to get to Middle Earth. So they just started preparing because they were getting closer to land. So in the next clip, we see Arondir trying to destroy the sword, which is a key. And while he was trying to destroy it, he actually told Bronway that he couldn't destroy it because he couldn't. He said there is no method on destroying the sword. So he tried to hide the sword and told Bronway that not even she can know where the sword is. But Theo was just watching him while he was saying all of this, which I'm pretty sure he followed him to where he actually hid the sword. So later on, we saw Bronway and Aronde literally talking to the villagers, telling them to get prepared for war, for a battle, that, the orcs are going to be coming, but they should not be afraid. And Aronde just telling them he has seen smaller, armies win against bigger armies before, and they shouldn't be afraid that they are going to win the battle. And with that being said, later on, we saw around there and Bronway sitting down, and Bronway literally asking around there if he's not afraid of going into battle, and he said no. Then he gave her also the same seed that we saw Ada plant on the soil. He gave Bronwyn the same seed and told her that if she goes before they go to battle, she should plant this. So it's like it's a good omen when you plant it. It could mean that you could win the battle. So when it got dark later on in the next clip, we saw the orcs literally go into the village, opening the doors and noticing there is nobody there, falling into their trap, by the way, because it was a trap, and them succeeding to kill the first orcs that came in. While they were celebrating, Aronde noticed that there was something wrong with the orcs. And when he opened the helmet, he noticed that they were fighting human beings instead of orcs. So the orcs had sent the human beings that were traitors before to them to fight them. So now, while they were noticing this, the orcs started attacking them immediately, and Bronwyn was hit. So they had to take shelter inside. Even she lost her father in the process. And that didn't stop the orcs. The orcs actually did break into the shelter. And there, that is when we saw so Ada actually asked Arondir where the key was, which was the sword, and he didn't want to tell him, even at the cost of Bronwyn's life. But Theo, being her son, did not let that happen. So he actually told Ada where the sword was. So as Ada took the sword, which is the key from Theo, he actually went outside. While he was going outside, he gave the key to Waldreg, who was also part of the villages that were traitors. So he gave him that and said he needed him to do something. Then we saw the soldiers from Numenor just like flooding in, marching in, and the battle started immediately. After they took over the battle and they won it, Ada tried to escape but was later on captured by Galadriel and Helbrand. So Galadriel decided to, interrogate Ada and asked him about some certain things and said that she has heard about them, the first orc, and he actually said no, they are not called orcs, they are called Urus instead of orcs. Later on, he told her that he can see that the darkness have not only changed him but also changed Galadriel, which actually made Galadriel angry and tried to kill him, but was stopped. Later on, we saw the Queen Regent tell the people of Middle-earth that Helbrand was the king that was promised to them, and as the people accepted and rejoiced and was celebrating, meanwhile, Walbrand had actually used the key that was given to him by Ada to open and literally flood the whole place. So we saw the water go into the volcano and literally the volcano eruption started and everybody was just running. At the end of the scene, we saw Galadriel like standing there and, Queen Regent trying to help people, everybody just running away. And later on, we just saw the smoke consuming Galadriel at the end of the episode. So with that being said, I'm going to say this. Thank you all for being here. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you all on the next one. Have a great day and goodbye.